Tennessee created this loving, at times suffocating, busybody mother. But what he didn't do is ever talk about that part of her that was the career woman, was the scrapper who managed to keep the family going and keep the family alive. I don't know, I mean, think about it. She was left alone without a husband in the late 19 teens, survived the 1920s somehow, and then the Depression hit. And it's interesting because Tennessee she never lorded over them. She says to Tom, you're my right-hand bower. What's that line? You're my right-hand bower. I've had to put up a solitary battle all these years. That's the most she ever really says about it. And I think Tennessee doesn't talk about it because it is Edwina in so many ways, and Edwina was a kept woman. She never had to worry about where the next meal came from.
Although Cornelius was very stingy, wasn't he, with what he would give her? I mean, he was very...
Yeah, but she got money from her family. Her mother worked every day of her life, and so that her father
for
could
survival.
go and,
It was Tennessee's ambitions that he was very denying of.
So in playing this character, he's left out a huge part of it, and I think for any modern actress playing it, you have to fill that in for yourself. And it makes her more honorable in my mind that she doesn't ever lord that over them.
Yeah.
It just adds to her nobility, because I think she's a real heroine. I don't know if that answered your question, Rachel, but it was an interesting point. I think in Glass Menagerie, the fact that Amanda goes from Mississippi, which is as southern as you can get, up to St. Louis, which is so urban and northern and hard on the ear, hard R's. There's something about, I remember as a child, whenever I would hear a Yankee, and that's what people were still being called when I was a child from the north, and they'd have those hard R's and they'd talk like that, and it would be very nasal and be hard, everything was hard, and they sounded scary to me. They were like scary people to me. And the thought that Amanda is alone in the north, abandoned with these children, and I don't think she has any family at home coming to help her out, or she would have moved back to the south. She stays in the north because there's no going back. There's no one to go back to.
So she's
and again, none of this is in the play. Tennessee leaves all of this out of the play, and it's why I think whoever is lucky enough to get to work on Amanda Wingfield, there's so many things that you have to fill in for yourself. That Tennessee, Tennessee doesn't want to be bothered with that. It doesn't serve his purpose, and it certainly doesn't serve Tom's purpose. But it's something that must be, what is it? Attention must be paid.
Attention must be paid.